Hello and welcome to today's class. I am happy to tackle simplification by factorization. So basically, this is subtopics that we learned earlier on, helping us solve algebraic expression problems. Okay, so we've handled factorization in previous classes. So this should be very easy. Okay, so to help simplify this particular algebraic expression that we are having here in this example, we're going to basically factorize the numerator and the denominator to identify if we can find common factors, which will then simplify each other out and help us simplify these expressions further. Okay, so why don't we start with our numerator? Okay, so I want you to look at our numerator. Okay, and we are having RA plus RB. Okay, RA plus RB. And so R is common in this particular expression that is in our numerator. Okay, so we can pull that R out, which is the common divisor. So when we pull that R out, we are going to have R into, okay, so RA divided by R will give us A plus RB divided by R will give us B. So we are having R into A plus B for our numerator. So we've already factorized our numerator. Let us try and factorize our denominator. Why? Because it also has common factor there. All right, so RA into A plus B all over. So our common factor here is M. M is in MA and M is in MB. So we pick M with the lowest power. Remember, when we're dealing with the GCD, we always go for the one with the lowest power. So that's basically going to be M into, so MA divide by M will give us A. MA divided by M will give us A, plus MB divided by M will give us B. Awesome. So we've factorized the numerator and the denominator. So I wanted to note that after factorizing the numerator and the denominator, we are having we're still having common factors or common divisors in our numerator and denominator, and that is the identical A plus B and A plus B in the brackets there. So what we're going to do, we're just going to let them simplify each other out, and so that and that are going to simplify each other out, and we are going to remain with R all over M as our simplified version of the expression by factorization. See, let's try another example and see what we come up with. Awesome. So for example 2, we are having the same problem. Basically, we're supposed to simplify by factorization of ax minus ay plus bx minus by all over a plus b. So I want you to note that when you look across our numerator, that is ax minus ay plus bx minus by, we don't have any common factor. Okay, x is here, x is not here. X is a common factor here, it's not a common factor here. It's common here, it's not common here. So basically, x is not there, x is ruled out. A is common here, A is common here, A is not common here, A is not common here. So basically what I'm trying to say here is that if we are going to perform factorization, we're not going to do the simpler version of factorization when solving this problem. We're going to have to factorize by grouping, okay? Which is also a class that we handled in our previous video, so you can go check that out if you haven't seen it yet. So factorization by grouping, that is. So note, we will pair the terms in the numerator in 2. Okay, we'll pair them in 2. So basically, I'll just handle the numerator on its own, and then we will reintroduce the rest of the fraction so that we check it out and see what's happening. All right. So we will pair the numerator into 2 and then factorize each pair to try and come up with a more simplified version of this algebraic fraction. So note ax minus ay will be our first pair. Okay, so when you're looking at ax minus ay, all right, a is common here, a is common here, so we can factor that a out. Okay, so when you factor that a out, we're going to have a into ax divided by a. All right, ax divided by a will give us x. Okay, ax divided by a will give us x, as a is our common divisor there, minus ay divided by a, ay divided by a. So ay divided by a will give us y. All right, ay divided by a will give us y. All right, so we've factorized our first pair. So we'll go ahead. Remember, we're doing factorization by grouping. We'll go ahead and factorize the second pair. All right, and that's going to be bx minus by. All right, in the numerator, of course. So and that will be what b is the common divisor there. So we're going to factorize plus b. We're going to factorize. Yeah, we're going to factorize b into, okay, b into, so bx divided by b, bx divided by b will give us x minus, okay, by divided by b will give us y. All right, all of this all over a plus b, all of that all over a plus b. And so notice what we do after here. I said that so long as the brackets are identical, not x minus y and x minus y are identical, so long as these brackets, whatever terms we have in the brackets, are identical, we then do factorization by grouping. Okay, we then do factorization by grouping. What that simply means is that we're going to have x minus y as our first bracket into a plus b. So x minus y, we'll just pick one of the brackets into a plus b. That is the terms that are outside those brackets that we treated as the common divisors. And all of that all over a plus b in the denominator. Awesome. So we haven't finished solving, but we are close to finding the solution. I want you to note that a plus b in the denominator is going to cancel a plus b in the numerator, okay, because they are common factors. So when they cancel each other out, okay, we are going to have our final answer as x minus y, and that will be the solution to this particular problem. Let's do the last example and conclude this class. Awesome. So this is our last example, and I want us to be keen because there's a twist. It looks easy, but to the eye, before you attempt it, then once you attempt it, then you realize that it can get complicated. All right. So this seems to be relatively simple. We're having algebraic expressions in the numerator with just two terms, same to the denominator. And so identifying the common factor becomes easier because when you look at the numerator, we have a and a there. Those are already common factors. And you look at the denominator, we have b and b there. That is also already a common factor. So we can just start maybe by solving for our numerator and denominator by factorizing each one of them. Okay, so in the numerator, our common factor will be a. So it will be ay divide by a, and that will give us y minus negative ax, or basically just ax divided by a, which is our common factor here. All right, ax divided by a, and that will give us x. So note in our numerator we have a into y minus x all over All right. So our denominator, we also have a common factor, that is b. All right. So when we factor that b out, we are going to have within the bracket bx divided by b. All right. Bx divided by b. Bx divided by b, and that will give us x, as b and b will simplify, will cancel each other out. Okay. Bx divided by b will give us x. All right. Minus by. Okay, by divided by b. B and b will simplify each other, we cancel each other out, and so that will leave us with y. All right, so by divided by b will leave us with y. So note, we've simplified the numerator and the denominator, and so we are having a into y minus x all over b into x minus y. And so it's very can be very confusing sometimes, but I want you to note that whatever we have in the bracket is not identical. Okay, we are having y minus x in the numerator and x minus y. If you look at it and just kind of hurry into it, you will easily simplify thinking they're the same, when in real sense they're actually not the same. All right, so for us to make these same, so that it's easy for us to simplify it further. Remember, we are trying to simplify by factorization, okay? All right, that is the instruction of the question, simplify by factorization. For us to simplify this, these factorized terms there in the numerator and the denominator, we are going to multiply. We can choose either the numerator or the denominator. We're going to multiply either of them with -1, so that we have same terms in the brackets. Okay, so I'm going to multiply the numerator by 1. Okay, I'm going to multiply the numerator by -1. Okay, I'm going to multiply the numerator by -1. Why? Because I'm trying to correct the terms within the brackets of our numerator. And so when I multiply that by -1, I'll have -a into -y plus x all over b into x minus y. Okay, so I've multiplied every term by -1. So I've multiplied a by -1 to get -a. I've multiplied y by -1 to get -y. I've multiplied -x. Yeah, I've multiplied -x by -1 to get +x. I haven't really changed the value of anything. It's just the same. Yeah, it's just the same, because every term has been multiplied by -1. Okay, and so that will affect the whole fraction. And so we can rearrange whatever we have in the numerator. Okay, and so basically just have x minus y. Okay, we are having -x, so we're having -y. So instead of just kind of having it as y there, we can just rearrange whatever we have in the numerator so that we have x minus y. Okay, and then it will be easy to compare with the second, with the denominator basically. So that will be -a into x minus y. We've just rearranged whatever was in the numerator all over b, okay, into x minus y, all over b into x minus y. And so I want you to note that now that we've rearranged it, the terms within the brackets are now the same. And so to solve for this, we'll just simplify the common factors out, and so our final answer will be -a all over b. I'm going to I'm going to pin my email in the description section for those of you that may have questions, and see you in the next class. Thank you.